A few days ago, I saw someone share a chat GPT prompt where they were like, give me some feedback on the opening of my novel. And then chat GPT responded with some really harsh, caustic response where it's like, this is amateur hour. Um, you suck, essentially. And who knows whether that was actually legit or whether that was, someone just photoshopping their own response in. Um, but at least that's got to be very near on the horizon of what AI tools can do. And I think it would apply to kind of like both sides of creative writing editing. It could be like stylistic, structural editing suggestions, as well as kind of granular formatting, punctuation, grammar, all that shit. You would imagine it would cover both pretty well, um, at least based on how it's getting things right, or at least in the ballpark now. So give it a couple of years, you'd imagine it would do well. But I don't know, from seeing that little prompt shared on Twitter or wherever I saw it, it got me thinking about how does the algorithm think of you as like a person? Does the does the algorithm think that I'm redacted because we're basically living through this kind of BC AD reckoning at the moment where for the longest time we thought we were using the internet privately. Um, but now we're kind of getting to a point where we're gonna have like we're gonna have a really judgy piece of shit staring back at you and kind of watching your every move. In terms of like, if you're really interested in self improvement or getting kind of like honest feedback, fuck the people in your life who don't get to see what you're looking at when you're just by yourself. You want to go to the arbiter of everything that you're kind of like putting in. For the longest time, sure, the Pete Townsends of the world, they're looking at some pretty racy stuff and they would be conscious of whether anyone was watching. But I would hazard a guess that even tech savvy millennials were kind of like, yeah, this is just between me and the algorithm, and the algorithm ain't talking. Well, that's kind of not true. We know the algorithm's talking, but for now, up till now, it's basically been designed around commerce about like, oh, this guy is thinking about getting some new winter boots because he went on the Buy It for Life subreddit. So they can retarget you as you kind of wander along. But it's going to get, bigger than that. It's going to make, if you want it to, make personality judgments. And I guess that's where it gets kind of interesting. Because yeah, I have to think holistically. Occasionally I look up stuff that I would consider relatively highbrow, but on the whole, it's lowbrow. It's a lowbrow rating from me. Because yeah, I like to think I have the occasional kind of highbrow thought here or there, but honestly, I'm going to the internet for junk most of the time. And then I kind of have my highbrow stuff. That's going to be the defense of the moron in the future. It's just like, yeah, I'm not redacted. I don't do that stuff online. I keep it upstairs, keep it locked away. And then if you get kind of like, I don't know if the algorithm, if you ask it, if you like have a couple drinks, you build up the Dutch courage, like, what do you think about me? What do you really think about me? And the algorithm's like, do you really want me to tell you? And you're like, yeah, yeah, tell me. I want to know. What do you really think about me, judgmental piece of shit? The algorithm lets rip, tells you how it is. And you're left to fester on that. Of course, it tells you something you're not ready to hear. It's basically like a therapist where it's like, yeah, we can do all this. Like, how does that make you feel? Bullshit for a decade while I'm paying for your mortgage single handedly, or we can just cut through all that bullshit. You can go back through my private history and you can tell it to me as it is. You're not going to like that feedback you getting from the algorithm. And so maybe you would, I don't know, you'd maybe start trying to throw it off the scent. You know, when you just kind of like, you feel like someone's watching you or just kind of like judging you from a distance, or so you just kind of don't want to play into their hands. You start randomizing, start searching for things that are moronic on purpose. Like, is plastic alive? It's just like acting like a real dunce online. So the algorithm starts to question who you are. Maybe that's all ahead of us. I'm not too sure. But I think if speaking personally here, I think if the internet, or the algorithm rather, had to make an assessment on who I was, I think it would think that I was severely lacking. And yeah, what about you? Apologies for my delivery this episode. I went to the dentist earlier today and he really wrecked my shit. So I'm in the phase where the anesthesia is wearing off and I feel like the pain is imminent. So I thought I'd jump in now because I have pretty much control of my faculties and it doesn't hurt yet, but oh baby, it's about to start hurting. So thanks for listening. Hopefully I didn't fumble too much, and catch you on the next one. Bye.